Hi, folks. This is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report. Well, as of May 1st, a few days ago, the season has begun for walleyes and northern pike. And northern pike will get a lot of people just yawning. They're not that interested. But walleyes, oh boy, people wait all year for the beginning of walleye season. I was down in one of the parking lots of one of our malls near one of our little shopping areas in Ogdensburg, and somebody called from a distance, "Hey, Don, you going fishing?" I turned around, and it's a guy that was asking me, says, "You going tonight?" And I'm thinking, no, not tonight. Season opens tomorrow. But it opened at midnight. And for a walleye fisherman, that is what they look forward to all year. So the boats were out on the St. Lawrence, even May 1st, with 40-mile-an-hour winds and horrible weather. The boats were out there fishing walleyes. And I talked to my buddy, Jigger Jim, and he said that one of his friends was fishing in Wheat House Bay. And they were jigging for walleyes, and now this is all I'm giving you is the hearsay. I wasn't there to count fish, and you know how us fishermen count fish. But apparently they caught 60 walleyes jigging in Wheat House Bay. And Jim says to me, "How many do you think were keepers?" And of course I didn't know, but I figured he was leading to something. He said out of those 60 fish, only 5 walleyes were big enough legally to keep. And for all of you that don't know how big they got to be 18 inches in the St. Lawrence River. Even in the Oswegatchie River near Hosmer's Marina, they have to be 18 inches. Once you get past the first barrier upstream of any of these waters, then the legal size is 15 inches. But in the Great Lakes water systems, up to the first impassable barrier, they've got to be 18 inches. Now, that's an awful lot of small, immature walleye. But that can be seen as a wonderful indicator of the future fishery. When so many of these fish are small, it means that there's been a good either stocking or natural reproduction program going on in the river that's going to lead to a good population in the future. I would imagine, as I speak to you right now, because we've had so much rain, that the tributaries leading into the St. Lawrence are really, really high. If we have a week of no rain, they can go back down, and then the fishing in the rivers is going to be tremendous for walleyes. Unfortunately, these streams are also going to be full of smallmouth bass, and we're talking really big bass. And I've said before, number one, keep in mind that in our region of the state, in Region 6, you cannot fish for bass until the middle of June, when the beginning of the official season begins. The rest of New York State, you can catch and release bass, but not in Region 6. But you're going to, if you're fishing any of these waters that flow into the St. Lawrence, all the species are going to run up these waters to spawn, especially walleyes and bass. So it's inevitable. So all I can say is please be careful with these fish. You know, I always say if you're using a single hook, it's going to be a lot easier to release any of the fish you catch. But this is a banner time right now. And the walleye season is in full swing. And this is a great time for walleye fishing. And I'm going to tell you why, and I've mentioned it before. Because if you don't have a boat, if you can't get out in the main river and fish those walleyes when they start going in 20, 30, 40, and 50 feet of water, right now they've moved into the spawning area. And so people can have a chance to catch them from shore, and you can have a chance of catching really big trophy fish. I don't recommend keeping any of these big fish, even if you love to eat walleyes, because the smaller fish are going to taste better. And if those fish have got that big, it means they got pretty good genetics, and let them pass those genes on to our future generation of fish. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report.